RUBEN Amorim opens up about very tough. Decision to leave Sporting CP for Manchester United. RUBEN Amorim has admitted that leaving Sporting CP for Manchester United was one of the hardest decisions he has made in his career, calling the move very tough, both personally and professionally. The 40-year-old Portuguese manager departed the Lisbon-based club in November 2024, ending a successful 4-year tenure that brought 2 league titles and 3 domestic cups. Despite his achievements at Sporting, Amorim felt the time had come to take the next step in his career, a leap that has come with its own set of challenges. Amorim was appointed by Manchester United to replace Erik Ten Hag, whose tenure had increasingly come under scrutiny following a series of underwhelming performances. However, Amorim's time at Old Trafford has been far from a dream start. United currently sit 14th in the Premier League table with only 10 wins from 32 games, facing the prospect of their lowest ever finish in the top flight. The team has also been knocked out of both the FA Cup and League Cup, leaving them without a chance of domestic silverware this season. Despite the difficult start, Amorim insists that the decision to join United was not taken lightly. In a heartfelt statement upon leaving Sporting CP, he said, "I reached my 5th year at Sporting CP and I had to make a choice. The current context at Manchester United makes this something extremely challenging. After Sporting CP, I wanted that. I want this context because it allows me to do things my way and for the club to believe in me that way." It's just like Sporting CP. The Portuguese coach emphasized how deeply connected he felt to Sporting and how hard it was to walk away. "I gave everything I had for the club and it was a huge source of pride. It's hard for me to leave here as I'm very comfortable and I'm very happy," he said. "I knew that if I rejected Manchester United in 7 months' time, I wouldn't have that option available. I knew that at the end of the season I was going to leave Sporting CP. I could have felt a sense of regret that would be difficult to deal with." Initially, Amorim hoped that a move to Manchester could be delayed until the end of the season to allow a smoother transition, both for him and for Sporting. However, those hopes were quickly dashed. At the beginning of the season, I had a conversation with the president and Hugo Viana, and I said that, regardless of whatever happened, this was going to be my last season at Sporting CP, Amorim explained. "We started very well this season, and then Manchester United came in for me. They paid above the amount set for my release clause, and the president of Sporting CP defended the club's interests." While he appreciated Sporting's position, Amorim was disappointed that his request to delay the move until the summer was denied. "The only thing I asked during the process was that it take place at the end of the season. I spent 3 days asking for this, but I was told it wasn't possible. It was now or never, otherwise they would look for another option. I had 3 days to decide something that radically changes my life." His preferred 3-4-3 system has yet to show clear results at Old Trafford, with players struggling to adapt to the tactical shift mid-season. The transition period has been rough, as Amorim continues to assess his squad and work towards building a team that can implement his vision effectively. The Red Devils are currently 38 points off the Premier League summit, with 6 matches left to play, and they now aim to salvage the season by breaking into the top 10. Manchester United fans had hoped for a revival under Amorim, a fresh direction and tactical innovation to restore the club's former glory. So far, results have not reflected that hope, though Amorim remains confident that with time and backing, he can turn things around. The upcoming match against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Old Trafford will be a key test, as United look to regain momentum and finish the season with at least a hint of progress. Whether Amorim can weather the storm and deliver long-term success remains to be seen, but his commitment to doing things his way, even in the face of adversity, is clear. In football, as in life, timing can be everything. For RUBEN Amorim, the decision to leave the comfort of Sporting for the chaos of Manchester may yet define his legacy. Harry Maguire issues wake-up call to Manchester United after Europa League escape. Harry Maguire may have played the role of hero in Manchester United's thrilling Europa League quarter-final comeback against Lyon, but the experienced defender pulled no punches in his post-match assessment. Despite scoring the dramatic 121st-minute winner that sealed United's place in the semi-finals, Maguire delivered a stark warning to his teammates. Performances like that will not be good enough if they truly hope to lift the Europa League trophy. United endured a chaotic night at Old Trafford, throwing away a 2-goal lead before mounting a stunning late charge. After going 2-0 up, United allowed Lyon to claw their way back into the tie and eventually take the lead in extra time, despite being down to 10 men. The game looked all but lost until a remarkable final flurry saw United score 3 goals in the last 7 minutes to win 5-4 on aggregate. Maguire, who was pushed up front in the dying moments of the game by manager RUBEN Amorim, capped off the comeback with a powerful header. However, he was quick to point out the flaws that nearly cost United their European dreams. "We shouldn't end up in that situation," Maguire said after the match. "We've got to do far better than that if we want to win this competition. We can't be doing that and be leaving it to turn it around in that situation. It's criminal, really." The defender emphasized the lack of composure and game management that allowed Lyon back into the match. The second half, it was comfortable. They had a lot of possession, but they didn't create chances. Then they scored the first goal out of nothing, he explained. "With the season we've had, at Old Trafford especially, we started maybe playing a little anxiously, a little bit nervously. We needed to see out those minutes and be solid, so to end up at 2-2 straight away, it was difficult to take." Maguire was especially critical of the way United handled extra time, conceding twice to a side playing with only 10 men. "We obviously can't get done on 2 counterattacks like that when we're playing against 10 men. It's criminal, really," he repeated. "But we did show great spirit, fight, togetherness, and that's the one thing this group of lads is doing. They're giving everything." With United sitting 14th in the Premier League and on course for their lowest finish of the modern era, winning the Europa League has become more than just a chance for silverware. It now represents the club's only realistic route back into the Champions League. Maguire acknowledged the poor domestic form, but praised the players' commitment in the face of mounting criticism and injuries. "This year it's not been good enough, but the players are giving everything," he said. "You can see we're short on attackers. We had 2 attackers in the squad, Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund, and they gave everything." United's injury crisis forced Amorim to turn to unconventional solutions, including deploying Maguire as an emergency striker. The defender embraced the role, citing his aerial threat and willingness to do whatever is needed for the team. "We're short on attackers. We lost Josh Zirkzee, so if the manager asks me to go up front, I'm willing to go up there," Maguire added. "I do see myself as a threat and feel like I can score a goal." Despite the chaos, Maguire believes the experience can galvanize the squad heading into the semi-final against Athletic Bilbao. "I'm sure we'll learn a lot from this game and the games to come," he said. "But if we want to win this competition, we've got to be much, much better." Maguire's message is clear. United may have escaped disaster, but if they're serious about Europa League glory and saving their season, they must tighten up, and fast. RUBEN Amorim's tactical brilliance inspires Manchester United's Europa League miracle comeback. Manchester United booked their place in the Europa League semi-finals in the most dramatic fashion imaginable, overturning adversity and defying the odds in extra time against Lyon. At the center of the storm was head coach RUBEN Amorim, whose brave tactical decisions and timely motivational message sparked one of Old Trafford's most unforgettable European nights. The match had already been a roller coaster, with United squandering a 2-goal cushion on the night, making it 4-4 on aggregate. When Ryan Cherki struck in the first half of extra time to give 10-man Lyon the lead, United looked destined for a humiliating exit. But in a stunning turn of events, Amorim masterminded a bold tactical reshuffle. including an audacious decision to push Harry Maguire into a striker's role that changed the course of the tie. Speaking after the match, the Portuguese manager revealed the pivotal words he shared with his players during the brief break at halftime in extra time. The message was to change the positions, Amorim said. To try to be really clear about the position of Harry Maguire, try to put Casemiro nearer the goal, Casemiro near the goal, Mason Mount to cross balls, and try to explain that we need to score one goal and anything can change. And change it did. The tactical gamble paid off in spectacular style as Maguire, thrust into an unorthodox forward position, leveled the tie before young Casemiro struck moments later to complete the turnaround. The two goals in quick succession not only flipped the tie on its head, but also reignited a season that had been teetering on the brink of collapse. I told them one goal changes everything, Amorim emphasized. It's a difficult moment, and you have to be really lucky to change the game, and I think that was the case today. You think it's hard, but you try to make some changes or try to push the players and force yourself to give energy to the players. Amorim's words and actions reflected the spirit of a club renowned for dramatic European comebacks. The atmosphere inside Old Trafford reached fever pitch as the players responded to the belief and bravery shown by their manager. In Amorim, United seemed to have found a leader with not only tactical clarity, but also the emotional intelligence to inspire players in crucial moments. The result means Manchester United will now face Spanish side Athletic Bilbao in the semi-finals, with a coveted Europa League final spot and potential Champions League qualification within reach. For a club languishing in the bottom half of the Premier League table, this European campaign has now taken on even greater significance. Amorim acknowledged this shift in priorities in his post-match comments. It is one type of moment that can change a lot of things, he noted. These kinds of moments can change a lot in the player's mind. He went on to admit that the focus moving forward would be squarely on the Europa League. We have to be really focused on the Europa League and we have to take a risk with the kids in the Premier League, Amorim explained. We have to be tough on that, and the fans have to understand our focus is on the Europa League. This candid admission marks a turning point in United's season. With the Premier League no longer offering realistic routes to Europe, Amorim is doubling down on the club's continental ambitions, a pragmatic move given the stakes. Champions League qualification via Europa League triumph would offer United a lifeline, both competitively and financially, heading into next season. For now, Amorim's stock continues to rise. His blend of courage, clarity, and conviction in one of United's most testing nights has earned admiration from fans and pundits alike. Few managers would have dared to make such sweeping changes under the weight of expectation, but Amorim's belief in his players and his willingness to think outside the box has reignited hope at Old Trafford. With Bilbao up next, the journey is far from over. But if Thursday night was any indication, this is a Manchester United team ready to fight, and a manager prepared to lead them through the fire. RUBEN Amorim identifies 3 key signings to unlock Bruno Fernandes' potential at Manchester United. Manchester United are preparing for a major squad overhaul this summer, with incoming manager RUBEN Amorim set to be heavily backed in the transfer market. As the Red Devils endure a dismal Premier League campaign, currently languishing in 14th place, the need for reinforcements has become increasingly urgent. Club officials are expected to raise around £200 million through player sales, while aiming to cut up to £80 million from the annual wage bill in order to fund Amorim's ambitious rebuild. One of the key challenges Amorim faces is how to get the best out of club captain Bruno Fernandes. Despite his undeniable talent and leadership qualities, Fernandes has often struggled due to a lack of energy and balance in United's midfield. Former United defender Paul Parker believes that signing 3 specific players, 2 midfielders and a striker, could be the key to unlocking Fernandes' full potential and reviving United's fortunes. Speaking via a sports betting platform, Parker emphasized the need for midfield reinforcements. "I think you've got to be looking at replacing at least 2 players in midfield. I think you need more energy in there, and I like Manuel Ugarte and what he does. I think he will be even more effective with more energy and legs around him." Parker was critical of current options such as Casemiro and Christian Eriksen, who have both struggled to maintain consistency throughout the campaign. Casemiro will play on Thursday, but he gets slaughtered when United lose because people say his legs have gone. But he never had legs. He was just very clever in how he played, Parker explained. "He's good to watch, but you need more legs from 2 attacking midfield players." While Parker acknowledges Fernandes's quality, he questioned the Portuguese midfielder's positional discipline and tactical awareness. "As good as what Bruno plays when United are chasing, he's not that ideal person because of his discipline problems when he has the ball," he added. Parker believes that having energetic midfielders like Ugarte, coupled with another dynamic presence, would allow Fernandes more freedom to operate in advanced areas where he can cause the most damage. In addition to strengthening midfield, Parker has urged United to sign Ipswich Town striker Liam Delap. The 22-year-old has been one of the standout performers in a struggling Ipswich side, scoring 12 goals this season. With a £30 million release clause reportedly triggered if Ipswich are relegated, Delap has attracted interest from several top Premier League clubs including Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Newcastle. "I would take Liam Delap all day long," Parker stated. "I love his work ethic. The fact that he's never beaten. He's desperate to prove himself and score goals. He reminds me of a young Mark Hughes. He's not afraid to put himself about. He wants to make unselfish runs, and he turns bad situations into good ones." Delap's future at Ipswich remains uncertain, though manager Kieran McKenna hasn't ruled out keeping him even if the club is relegated. "It's certainly a possibility," McKenna said. "Liam's a young striker, he's developing really well and he's improving every week. He enjoys being here and his full focus is on Ipswich." With Ruben Amorim set to take charge and Omar Barada promising full support in the transfer window, United's summer could mark the beginning of a new era. By signing 2 energetic midfielders, including Ugarte, and a promising young striker like Delap, Amorim could build a team that brings the best out of Fernandes and reignites United's pursuit of silverware.